Would go on his belly and catch his own fish. He was independent.
And wild.
After the accident, he's begging now. Very intelligent.
Okay. Sarah Jayne, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you here. Yeah, so happy. So can you tell us, just in case the audience isn't familiar with Cats of Malta, can you just give us a little background on the show and your reasons for wanting to make it?
Well, I can start off by saying I'll kind of give the spiel of the synopsis. The Cats of Malta is a celebration of Maltese cat culture, and we look at the cats and the people and the connection, and just the way that the people celebrate these cats. And it came about because of the pandemic, actually, because we bought a second camera. Like, my production company is based in Malta, and I was living there at the time. And we had a second camera. We're like, oh, let's shoot a narrative film. We have like a story. And then the pandemic hit. So we started practicing with our new camera and our lenses on cats, because we weren't allowed to shoot people. And then we had a bunch of cat footage. And we're like, what are we going to do with all of this? And we're big fans of the movie Ketty. And we're like, what can we do with all this footage? And then I was working full-time in insurance, boring. And I saw the guy who was painting the cat statue. He was actually doing another paint coat on it. It came up on my Instagram. Someone posted, oh, the guy's painting the cat again. And I was like, that's interesting. So I just said to him, can I come and speak to you? Just for no reason. I thought maybe his story would be interesting. I want to know more about the cats. And actually, in that garden, there's a lot of cats as well, which that's where we were actually filming all the cats, because a lot of colonies there, and they're scattered all over Malta. So my curiosity was already there, because I was living there for a number of years when I did the film, I think 2 years by that time. And me and my husband used to walk around because we didn't have a car when we first got there. And we're like, why are all these stray cats here? Why are their little homes everywhere? And why are these people feeding them? So we had all those questions already. So with the cat statue, we just we got that story. And then we saw the colonies around. Obviously, we knew about them. And it just all snowballed from there. And just more people that I knew, like Polly. I worked with a film in February with her. I knew she was an actor. She was really great. And then I saw her posting, I can't feed my cats because of the pandemic. I'm like, hang on, I need to contact her as well, because I want to know how many cats she feeds and her story as well. And those two sort of kicked it off. And then I just knew about other people, like the 13-year-old boy, Isaac.
Yes, I love him.
I was just like, who else? Like, I tried to make it really easy. Like, who else can I find? Who else do I know? So, yeah, and then from there, it just snowballed.
That's great. So of the cats, who was the first one that drew your attention?
Nanu is the one I have a really soft spot for. He comes across as a really evil cat in the
tough
in
guy.
the tour. Everyone's like, oh, the nasty cat, when they talk about the nasty cat in St. Julian's. I'm like, no, he's really sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, he's always been like really special to me. And I still get updates from the people, because he's been put in a home now.
Yeah.
So I get updates. Oh, Julian's doing well. They've named him Julian, which I don't like, but they've named him.
What would you name him?
Yeah, they named him after a person, or where they picked him up from. So he's from St. Julian, so they must have called him Julian.
Okay.
So yeah, so I get updates, and he's my favorite. He's always been my favorite, maybe because it was a really interesting story to find as well, because I was going through Facebook for that and trying to go back, and I found a couple of photos of him with all his legs, but it was tricky. And also Bob. I love Bob, the big ginger cat. He's special. Yeah. It's hard to have favorites when there's so many cute ones.
I know. That's what we say.
There's one. I see one in the background.
Oh yeah, that's Mr. Pink. It's one of 5. So tell me, when you had this, germ of an idea for a film, what was the moment that drove you to say, oh, we got to make this?
I think once I got the story from Matthew Pandolfino doing the cat statue, and I started to realize that there is a big connection in Malta with cats and people. And that's why I realized this could be something interesting. It could be something good. So I started like dedicating all my free time and going after work to do these interviews, even taking time off work to do the interviews. But I really felt that it could be something. I could really wanted to tell this story after I interviewed Matthew, and I sort of thought there's a lot of people and they've all got these cat stories. And there's more that we haven't told also. There's more people in Malta that I'd love to interview again.
Oh, yeah. Do you see a sequel?
I could do cats in Gozo. I know people who look after cats in Gozo.
Oh, nice.
It would be good as a TV series, actually, like cats in different places.
Yeah,
Each
that's
one could
true.
even be an episode.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, because I know like there's a big, cat-centric culture on Cyprus and in not Malta. What is the other one?
And
The other one-
Montenegro, there's one in
Montenegro. Yes. Yeah. So that's really neat. You could do all the little cat islands. Yeah. Travel
I'm thinking
Japan.
of moving to Greece soon. So if I end up in Greece and I see cats, I could do that as well.
Oh, that's
And
true.
actually, there's a lot of stray dogs in Bosnia, which I had a story I wanted to do about stray dogs as well, but more of a narrative because they got a big stray dog issue. So stray animals everywhere.
Yeah. I guess compared to other, places you've lived, how do you feel the people of Malta were unique in their response to what some might call a problem with all the stray cats?
We didn't interview people who thought there was a problem with cats, which is one of the criticisms about the film. Like we could have went into the environmental aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
But the people that I found were very cat positive. They really thought that the cats have to be looked after. But a lot of them also brought up the importance of education as well. Like Polly talks about, maybe it's educational that they don't have a good system, or no one's really that positive about cats. Like there are some people that are negative. So we cut a lot of her negative stuff out, but she still mentions that there's a lot of construction that causes problems for the cats, and people also not liking the cats trying to poison their food and throw things in their water and stuff. So we just tried to focus on the positive. We wanted to be more about the human cat connection.
Yes.
And not so much about this is what's happening to cats in Malta. We want to just be like, this is the cat and this is the person it's connected to. Like a lot of people say, oh, it's all about the people, and there's some cats. But yeah, we tried to make it about both. It's about the human cat connection, which is what the story came through.
Yeah. Who do you think of the folks that you did interview, who do you feel had got it the most, had the most insight and almost philosophical attitude toward the cats?
I think it's definitely Rosa, because her interview is very much like, she's really feeling the energy of the cats. I think she probably wants to be a cat in her life as well. She says that she'd love to be a cat. She thinks she is one. But I think her one, because she's a free spirit, so she really connects with the cats, and she says that she's like a cat. She's a free spirit as well. She really understood it. And she's been working with cats for 50 years, like at the university and then with the cat village.
Yes.
So I think her, and she was the most, I think, the one that had the most intuition about them.
That's great. What do you feel you learned about, I guess, just human nature from doing this film, from the folks that you met?
I learned that human nature, I knew it was already complicated. And I learned a lot because actually the cats were relaxing me. So I learned a lot about the mental health benefits of cats. And I saw and I heard lots of different stories, positive and negative, about cats. And I think what I learned most was that I don't think a lot of people are educated when it comes to how to treat animals. And that's something that came through as well. Like there was people who were just like, like what Polly said to me, that what they're doing to her cats. And I'm like, how can people do that? It's just like, I think in smaller nations like Malta, smaller countries, there probably still needs to be a bit more education, because I see that they've got a lot of issues with the dogs as well there. Not strays, but just people keeping them caged and things like that, and farmers just keeping them on farms. And I think that's what came out of it. I learned a lot about the human cat connection. That's why I went with that thread.
Yes.
But I learned as well that, we can learn a lot from humans, and that's from cats. And the mental health benefits really, like the cats really calmed me down. So I think the mental health benefits really stood out for me as well, of having cats and animals around you.
So anybody with a cat social media account knows how hard it is to photograph animals, photograph cats. Were there any challenges when you were trying to get a certain shot or catch a certain glimpse of someone?
We tried not to invade the cats too much. We kind of
Mhm.
just wanted them natural. We didn't want to be like, oh, let's like entice them with food and try and get them to
Oh, yeah.
come. We didn't do anything like that. We didn't want to interrupt the natural movements of the cats.
Mhm.
And we didn't have like Katie, they actually had special cameras built to follow cats. We didn't go that extreme. We didn't have that much of a budget. So
Those
we
cameras
just,
that follow cats?
yeah, they had an upside down camera that was like really low so that they could get the point of view of the cat.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's neat.
Yeah, that's neat. And they did like the infrared cameras. We didn't have anything
Mhm.
like that because
Yeah.
we have more of a naturalistic approach where we just follow the cats.
Mhm.
We didn't really have any issues with them really doing anything. The cats, we just kind of let them do what they want, and then
Mhm.
they were just there, and we were just filming around them.
That's awesome. Did I guess was on the in the same vein, was there anybody that did kind of confound you when you were trying to at least just get a quick shot, like just let me see your face?
People that were trying to get in the way or stop us
No,
filming.
no, I mean I'm talking about still the cats. Like
Oh, the cat.
there's somebody, some elusive creature that you had, may have seen out of the corner of your eye. It had a hard time actually getting them to show up on film.
Not that I recall.
No, they're all camera hogs.
Yeah, they're all. We had some at the cat sanctuaries. The ones in the cat sanctuaries are really curious. They were coming right up to the camera and headbutting the camera. Like I've got a lot of like shots, still shots of the cats just coming up, and all their faces all blurry in the camera, and it's
Oh.
very funny. So they're very cute. The ones in the cat sanctuary were really like keen.
Uh-huh.
I know Nanu, we only sort of saw him at night a lot of the time. We saw him a bit during the day in the film,
Yeah.
but like a lot of the stills that I share of him are really like grainy because I shot them at night.
Mhm.
So on my phone and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
he was more elusive. But other than that, like those cats actually in St. Julian's, you have to really go look for them. Like, where are they today? Like, but every time I go to that area, I always go and look for them anyway. I'm like, are they in the boats today? Are they on the sand? Are they like near the people? And I always have to go and look for them. But yeah, other than that, I think that everything was okay. We
Yeah.
just followed them.
So did you have any challenges from the people when you were trying to do this film? Did you anybody that just like didn't want to didn't think that it should be made, or any negativity, I guess?
I don't think there was a lot to begin with when we were filming because we weren't like it was only me and my husband walking around with the camera. It wasn't like we had this
Mhm.
big film crew and we announced to everybody, oh, we're making this. We were just going to shoot interviews with
Mhm.
people and doing that. More afterwards, like I've had some posts on social media like, oh, cats are pests, cats need to be eradicated and things like that.
Yeah.
But not
No,
really when I was
that's
doing
good.
it.
Yeah,
Not really.
that's great.
More when you start posting stuff on social media, people are like, how can you celebrate this when we have an environmental problem? It's
Oh
like,
yeah, they kill birds. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, and I said to one person, I said, humans are cause more problem to the environment than cats.
Yes.
Like, what is your issue? Like, at least the cats don't know any better.
Yes.
The cats are just trying to live. Like, and what are
Yep.
you doing with your
What are you
construction
doing?
and your pollution? So
That's brilliant. So once you release the film, can you kind of give us a little summary of the journey since then? Like you made this awesome, beautiful movie, and here it is in the can, and poof, here you go, world.
it was released October 23rd in the States.
Mhm.
We didn't release it straight away because we were trying to get we were trying to get it onto PBS first.
Mhm.
But that's happening this year.
Oh, good.
So we waited a bit because we were thinking of how do we distribute it? We had to find the right distributor. We didn't know how we were going to release it. That took a while. And we thought, should we do PBS first? We did festivals for a while. That took almost a year. And it's been an ongoing journey and I'm still marketing it now. Like I did a lot of marketing at the start. Now it's a bit softer. Like I don't market it every day because I
Mhm.
built a really good community for it.
Mhm.
But now we've got all the reviews and the PR and everything done. Now the DVD is out. So there's just different stages that are happening. We have more territories coming up. Like I'm still making deals behind closed doors. So there's still deals to take it to other countries that are going to be launched soon. So it's just it's a never ending like job as a
Mhm.
producer. on an indie film that I'm doing. Me and my husband are doing it all ourselves. So like just contacting people. Oh, are you interested in this film?
Mm-hmm.
So we got the DVD is out now. We had a bit of a hiccup with that, but that's back out now. And the
Where's,
pre-sales are doing well. I was working on a Cats of Malta book the whole
oh
time,
yeah, nice.
the
Yeah.
whole time,
Mm-hmm.
for like over a year. And I'm actually waiting for the second proof copy. Once that comes and that's ready, I'll put that up.
Perfect.
But yeah, I'm also thinking of other things I can do with it, like some more merch. And I'm also up for any screenings, but we have the PBS broadcast happening this year in
Yeah,
the
that's
US.
exciting. When?
October we're aiming for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you got sponsors and you were able to.
I'm still looking for sponsors. I've got 2 more slots that I can give out to
Mhm.
sponsors if anyone's interested.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking for people who have a cat connection as well, like
Mhm.
companies.
Mhm.
At the moment, we have like Malta Tourism involved, and we're still waiting on one more potential sponsor. But
Mhm.
yeah, we've still got 2 slots open. We only
Okay.
have like a July deadline, so I haven't been pushing it too much because I worked on it full time for a year.
Mhm.
And I was looking and looking, and it was so difficult, like so many meetings. It's like, how much more time can I give to it? How much more energy do I have?
No doubt.
And I just had to shift my focus somewhere else. I'll just be happy if it's on PBS.
Oh yeah.
Having the sponsors would be a bonus because I'd love to like get other people involved in it.
Mhm.
And we had a lot of people. We had 200 backers on the Kickstarter campaign, so I'm really grateful for them as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they'll get a
nice.
mention on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on the website as well. So we've had some really good people come on board and help. And we had some people in Malta as well who helped when we did the test screenings in Malta before we actually relocated. We
Yes.
left Malta.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm still slowly spreading the word. I'm trying to get more attention in the US. I've had a few interviews. It's just ongoing. Like there's just all this like boring stuff that I can't really post about yet on social media. So I'm just like, oh, here's a DVD, and then they don't hear from me for a month. Oh, this is just happening. It's like
That's great though. So
slow burn.
you said it's just been you and your husband promoting it yourselves. You're reaching out. What is your method for that?
Well, when we did I think we had a PR campaign in the US because we were sponsored by, we're not sponsored, we were like our distributor not in the US, in the EU. They actually gave us some support.
Mhm.
They got what was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, but we were supported by that. So we had a bit of money to play with. So we kept building our audience with ads and things like that and getting lots of reviews. And our audience is mostly in the US and in the UK. So just been doing that, like social media ads, things like that, just promoting because I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get some more reviews and trying to build it up. It's really hard to get reviews, which is really strange.
Uh,
But yeah, it's hard to get reviews. And then just like every time it's on a new platform, I realize people give reviews. So that's good. So I
yeah.
always write back to people. I've got a newsletter as well. There's a Cats of Malta newsletter. If you go to the website,
Okay.
catsofmaltafilm.com, you can join the newsletter and I give you news through there.
Oh,
So
that's great.
that's really it. The newsletter is basically what I'm focusing on because that's where we have our community. So
Mhm.
like social media goes away. I've still got my
You still
300
have
people.
your, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I keep
great.
building that.
Yep. It's awesome. So as a, how do you feel like this experience, I mean, it seems like it was more of an adventure, but how do you feel it has changed you as a filmmaker?
It was the first documentary that I directed. And even though I've directed feature films before, more improvised films, actually the improvisation and the documentary was interesting because there's times where I had to keep the camera rolling here as well. So it was kind of documentary style. It's changed me because I learned a lot, not only about people and about cats. I know so much more about cats now. I became a cat person, actually. That's how it's changed me. I've got, I've got, I've
Good.
got a cat now, and I'm in love with my cats, and
Aw.
so it's changed me that way. I'm definitely a cat person now. Not that I was always growing up with dogs. Let's just say it's changed me to make me more aware of how beautiful cats are.
Mhm.
I've already had experiences before that. And it's just made me realize more about distribution and about how to market films, I guess. It's just
Yeah.
always a learning journey with everyone, even though I've made a number of films, feature films,
Mhm.
taught me a little bit more about marketing and general audiences and things like that.
Yeah, that's good. So tell us about your cat.
Oh, I love my cat. His name is Feature.
Oh.
One of my house sitters told me that Ficho means Philip because one of their they were living with someone before they came to house sit, and they said, "Oh, it's his Ficho means Philip."
Mhm.
So right, he's a beautiful ginger. He's about we don't know how old he is. We think he's 2 years old. He was about 1 when we got him. He was posted up on a Facebook group for so long, and I kept showing my husband, "Look at this cute face. Look at this cute
Aw.
face. There's no way he could be adopted. He can't be adopted by now." And I kept messaging this lady, and no one was answering. And like 1 or 2 weeks later, I'm like, "There's no way this cat could still be." And then I messaged someone else. I saw someone else post up, "Can you please help her find the cat, find a home?" So then I messaged the guy, and they're like, "Oh yes, we'll bring him. You can
Okay.
meet him." And then he came, and he was just so beautiful. He's been with us for over a year now, and he's starting to get more comfortable. He's not really a lap cat, so he can't actually come close and sit with me like on my lap,
Mhm.
but he comes next to me, and that's how he shows me that he's there for me.
Mhm.
And only recently he's been making biscuits, which has been really
Aw.
cute. I'm like, is my cat normal? It doesn't make biscuits. But recently he's been making biscuits, and I'm finding that he's adapting to us slowly because he
Mhm.
started to sleep on the bed with us. It's been about what, not even a year.
Mhm.
He's been coming slowly on the bed, like the last few months, probably about 5, 6 months. He's been coming onto the bed and sleeping with us now. I wake
This.
up and the first thing I see is his face, and I
Aw.
put my hand out and I just pat him for 10 minutes before I get up, and he purrs. He's changed my morning routine. I used to wake up, make tea, and then write for an hour, but now I'm like, he needs to play.
What is his backstory? Where did he
His
come from?
backstory. He was found apparently on the street under a car. That's why his name was Ficho, they said, because they found him in a car. Because the Ficho in Croatia is a little red car,
Oh, okay.
like a little Fiat. They call them Fichos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he's a Ficho. I learned about the cars by Googling what does Ficho mean. And I found this big tour company that has Ficho cars. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so he was apparently he's on the street. They don't know if he had mother, where his mother is, or if he had siblings, because he was found by himself.
Mhm.
And there's this lady who just picks up cats, and then she takes them to fosterers because he came from a foster. This lady was looking after him, and he was too playful for her cat because she said, "I would have kept him. He's such a beautiful cat, but my other cat is like really old, and Future just jumps on him, wants to play all the time.
Oh.
My cat's getting really annoyed." I'm like,
Poor guy.
"We're happy to have him."
Oh, I'm so happy. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a dog too?
I had a dog back in Australia, and I left it with my mum, which is something I'll never do again. I'll never like abandon a pet. I didn't know that time. I left her there when I moved to Malta because I had a big backyard and everything. So she was happy there. And her mum was with her as well. But she passed away when I was in Malta, and unfortunately I wasn't there because she's been with me most of my life. Like I took her to Sydney with me. She was on the farm with me. Her name was Albina. She was a tiny Jack Russell, and she was so sweet.
So cute.
She was about 13 when she passed away. She had cancer. She started to go blind.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
passed
I'm sorry.
away. Yeah, it was
That's-
really hard. And I
that's the
wasn't there. And I was
worst.
like, that's so bad. Like I've had her most of my life. And
Yeah.
she was
She
on
was
the
like
farm.
your childhood pet.
Yeah, she was like my baby. She used to go for runs with me in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So
no dogs at the moment, just a cat. I want another one, but
you want to
yeah.
get another dog, or do you think you'll get
Another
more
cat. I
cats?
just saw a cat yesterday that I wanted to adopt, but we're thinking of we're probably going to move somewhere else. So my husband's like, we can't get another one and move. We're not moving 2 cats around.
Why
I'm
not?
like, but it's going to be back on the street because they're saying they're going
Yeah.
to put it back on the street if they don't find a house for it. I'm like, I can't have it back on the
Aw,
street.
no, you need the cat.
There's a big problem, I think, in Croatia with cats as well. Like I've seen like every time I'm on the Facebook groups for like the cats there, even though I can't understand it, like I translate it and they're like, I can't find a home for this cat. And I just keep seeing like there's a place called Zadar, which is more of a seaside town. And I see it always like, oh, we have these kittens, we have these kittens. And I see like 5 or 6 posts a day. I have 5 kittens, I have 6 kittens. And I wrote to someone on their page, I said, why are there so many cats? Like, what's going on? Don't people neuter their cats in Zadar? Like, you should be neutering your cats. And someone said to me, don't attack me. It's not my fault. Like, the government doesn't help us. They said we've got a big problem with stray cats here, and we can't afford to neuter. And there's just more and more cats coming because the government doesn't help. So apparently there's no help and people are just taking them in, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really bad to see like 5 or 6 posts. I've got 5 kittens. I've got 2 kittens. It's like, oh my goodness, where are these cats coming from?
So are there any organizations that do help to support these the stray animals in either in Malta or in Croatia or anywhere that you've seen the issue?
Well, in Malta, there's like we interviewed one cat cafe, which was like a shelter for cats, but they also
Mhm.
offer coffee and tea.
Mhm.
But there are many like in Malta that actually help the cats,
Mhm.
like many like shelters and people that take them in.
Mhm. But no, like government, there really is not a government
The government sometimes
movement.
helps like building houses in Malta. Like there's a few government, I think it was one in Attard that built like houses, helped build shelters in the parks and things like that for the cats.
Mhm.
So they're trying. And I heard lastly, I'm a bit out of touch with what's happening, but from what I've seen on socials and what I've seen about people that I know posting,
Mhm.
they had a neutering program where they wanted to neuter all the cats in Malta. I don't know what that was like last year, so I'm not sure what's happening now.
Okay.
But sometimes they have initiatives like, oh, for this month we'll be feeding cats, and like we'll give you like vouchers to feed the cats. So they give you some vouchers to buy food.
Mhm.
And a lot of the sanctuaries actually, they are NGOs and they always ask for help from the people, the general public. And pet
Mhm.
food companies usually give as well. I know Borg Cardona,
Mhm.
who helped us with our premiere, they donated cat food and they helped us get the movie out there in Malta. They do
Mhm.
a lot as well. Like a lot of little cat companies, they help by giving food to the shelters. And vets also give discounts sometimes too.
That's well. Yeah.
Someone told me that's not true when I put it on Facebook, but someone told me that they do. And I know from one of the shelters that they actually were getting discounts from the vet. The vet would give them a discount because it's a stray
Mhm.
cat.
Okay. Wow. Well, that is just really, really, really. I loved your film so much. I watched it at like 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning and was just blown away, and then immediately contacted you. So I'm so happy that you were able to join us and share your experience. Is there anything else that you want to say about your movie or what's coming next for you or anything?
I just hope viewers in the US can enjoy it on PBS as well,
Yes.
coming in October. And leave a review if you can and join the newsletter at Cats of Malta. And if you want it on DVD, there's a collector's option as well. So lots of different ways. And we're always open to screenings as well. We've done a couple of screenings in LA and in Hawaii as well at a cat
Mhm.
cafe. So
Oh,
always up
nice.
to have it at screenings. We have
Okay.
a licensing fee, but we can do it for organizations.
Okay. Awesome. So what's involved with it? If we were to do a screening, what's involved with that?
You just get a licensing fee from me. There's a small fee that you pay, and then
Mhm.
I give you a link to the film, and then
Mhm.
you just go and kind of like purchase it, and then
Mhm.
you can use it for all. You just have to tell me like how many people, is it going to be public or private, and then I just fix the price accordingly. So it's
Okay.
more for like groups and things like that,
Yeah.
but I can work with organizations as well and
Yeah.
yeah, do deals and stuff.